Let's get into the market today and talk about where and who is holding a lot of tokens, and that includes the U.S. government and really their position along with Blackrock, which has also made some news this week. So we'll break it all down for you. It does have an impact on where crypto could be going just in the next few weeks. So my name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into Tech Path. All right, I want to talk about two things. One, of course, I want to thank our sponsor, and that is iTrust Capital. This is a place where you can look at long-term holding. We are now getting toward the end of the year, and that usually means prepping for tax season, taking those advantages, and a crypto IRA is one of them. Just visit itrustcapital.com. Use our link. It's going to give you a $100 funding reward if you decide to go that direction. You can get Bitcoin, Ethereum, pretty much anything you want, including precious metals, over there at iTrust. So, a few things happening today right now. Gold breaks a new record price, holding at $24.92. We're about to hit that golden number of 2,500. And of course, everybody, I'm sure that Peter Schiff is over there just living it up right now in Puerto Rico with these kind of numbers with gold and probably saying, I told you so quite a bit. But I do have a clip on whether or not you should buy gold or a gold ETF. Take a look.
And is this a good time to get into gold ETFs? Because gold has done so well. Last 6 months has gained about 22%. So if you don't want to buy physical gold, do you go via ETFs?
Look, if you look for the last 24 years, the average return per year has been roughly 10%, outstripping almost any other investment in the world. I think they will continue. I think the trend is accelerating. If I would buy really gold, I wouldn't really touch most of the ETFs because a lot of them are questionable on what they really hold. Do they have lending and borrowing agreements? Who owns it? Who has the first right to it? It's a financial instrument packaged around the good.
All right, so as you heard it from him, self-custody is the way to go even with gold. And of course, come on, let's go. Bitcoin is, of course, performing much greater over that same period that he was talking about. So much so that BlackRock is now saying all in. And what they mean by that is they take over as the top money manager when it comes to digital assets, holding $22 billion now, just surpassing Grayscale. So this is a big deal because this is Wall Street, guys. This is mainstream Wall Street, and it's the biggest asset manager on the planet. There is nothing bigger, and they have chosen to go the digital asset route. So again, this just more fuel to the fire as to where this market is going. Other things that are happening right now, and I think this is the one that everybody's watching, is 10,000 Silk Road Bitcoin, around 593 million, have been moved to Coinbase Prime. And if you look at this, many people would say, oh gosh, the government's getting ready to drop a node here and start to move. If you look at what is actually happening, U.S. Marshal Service chooses Coinbase to safeguard and trade its large cap digital asset portfolio. So essentially, this is just the place to park it because unfortunately, the government doesn't figure out how self-custody works, so they're using the idea of prime custody with Coinbase. One thing to look at is the portfolio itself. So if you look at this, and this is kind of interesting, and if you look at that, of course, right now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Wrapped, interesting. And then all the way down into USDC, even Binance, and so on. So Render being held in there, Link being held, Sandbox being held. Everything above 1 million, though, I think is the ones to watch. When you look at that, and then you look at holdings by chain, you can kind of see right here, number one right there, of course, is Ethereum holding at 364 million in value. And of course, even Avalanche holding a good position. So this is in reference to what they're holding right now. So when you actually take a look at the profit and loss, zipping along here, you can kind of see they are in profit right now, and this is the all-time profit in comparison. So almost 8 billion right now in profit of that 12 billion that is being held here. So significantly high performance overall, not bad. So if you do have a concern that the government could be dumping on a lot of these, including the amount of Ethereum, the amount of Avalanches there, the amount of Bitcoin that's there, the one token that is not there that could get exposed is Solana. I want to go to a clip real quick to kind of give you an update of what's happening there. Take a look.
And I'm expecting price targets from you so I can, give me an excuse to do something dangerous and dastardly. So Solana's where?
Look, it's probably north of 1,000. I think the range for me is worst case is 800, mid case is like 1,200, upper case in a blow off top would be 2,500.
I said, well, this network stops a lot. He said, yeah, it stops a lot because a lot of users. And so he'll fix, meaning Anatoly, the creator of Solana, will fix the work stoppages. Do you believe that?
Well, they've stopped. So, yes.
Because Solana flip Ethereum.
I don't think so.
You know, do you think, I mean, if this thing is going to replace a lot of banking transactions, shouldn't it be worth at least $1 trillion?
I think all of these big blockchains will be worth multiple trillions of dollars.
Okay, so the message from Raoul Paul and also Anthony Scaramucci, but you're the big kahuna, I'm just a tiny piker, is relax. Don't get yourself too crazy with the volatility.
All right, so I think a lot of people are on that camp in terms of where some of these altcoins will be going, but I think the use case scenario is the key that plays out for Solana. And they are right. I mean, there are a lot of things that we will have to see fixed. Obviously, Fired Answer is a big question mark right now that has to be resolved. Most likely that'll happen over at Breakpoint, which is coming up just around the corner. So we could see some pretty big things here. Further on to other wallets to track out there. Well, here's Mr. Donald Trump. Not doing quite as well. He's holding a little bit more in the way of Ethereum. If you look at by chain, yes, almost 2.5 million in Ethereum. Not a lot in terms of assets, but a lot of meme coins. And overall, Trump not doing too well when it comes to profit and loss. I'll zoom in on that to give you guys an idea of where he is right now. Declining after that big spike, and then of course where it is right now. All right, so let's show a little bit here by the chain. So Ethereum leading in. Base is still in there, Avalanche is in there. So you've got a pretty good mix here of traditional chains, but again, it's meme. I think getting access to the core asset would be the strategy, obviously, to go there. You got to look at other strategies happening, and one that we always love to look at, of course, is Nancy Pelosi. No doubt the queen, I think, of these trades. This one, I don't necessarily agree that this is a great trade, but it's almost as if you know something here. Because if you look at this back in July, the entry point, right after a big sharp dip, entry, it goes up. Could have made a little bit of profit right there. I'm not sure why she didn't sell there. And then a decline back to a much pre, and then it has corrected again. So right now, a plus 4% in terms of her buy just back in June. That being said, you got to look at where her trades are being made. Look at this activity right now. 58 trades. 50 million in volume. That's insane. Now, some of the trades out here, man, I'm telling you, she's a pro trader. Microsoft, NVIDIA, Broadcom, NVIDIA again, Tesla, holding in Visa. So the point being is that she's definitely up significantly overall. I want to go to a clip real quick that'll give you guys a little bit more insight to where maybe Joe Biden is. Take a look.
White House. The creator economy is valued at $250 billion. I'd like to talk to you about borrowing some money from you all. And that is expected to double in the next few years. And the more people want to go into your business than the other these days. What do you think when I retire? Where do you think I'm going? Part of dealing with government is just, even though when it's well intended, it's a gigantic bureaucracy. And you're breaking through in ways that it's never been done before, at least in the 800 years I've been in politics. But,
well, his jokes are getting better, but he was talking to the Creator Economy Conference, which he kind of gets into it. You look at his current portfolio, Joe Biden and Lady Jill Biden have an estimated net worth of around 10 million. This according to Forbes. You look at Kamala, this is a little different. Her current position right now, after exiting a lot of her trades when she started going to politics, but right now estimating Harris's net worth to be about 8 million, up from 7 million in 2021. Trump, his net worth said to be net worth around 5.9 billion for obvious reasons. He's been more in business and less in politics. So all that being said, you've got the government that is playing heavy into digital assets. And are we in a position where we're just going to start to see more and more of traditional mainstream exposure to what we know out there as crypto assets? And of course, I think that's the factor that plays in long term. Now, there is one strategy here that I think some people are looking at, whether you like it or you don't like it, because Trump has kind of positioned, I would say has positioned as a pro-crypto candidate. The one that we have not heard from, because remember, RFK, he's pro-crypto, is Kamala Harris. So I want to go to a clip here. This is from the Bankless team, and they're talking a little bit more about a different strategy. Take a look.
If you want some amount of hopium, because I've been listening to these political podcasts, the Harris administration is not giving out any policy indications about anything at all. And now, maybe that's the reason as to like why she hasn't decided to make a move on crypto. Maybe that's hopium. Maybe we should reconsider our lobbying efforts. We have Donald Trump. He is the pro-crypto president. Let's focus all of our industry's attention and energy on the Harris campaign, because those are the people that are getting out to get us. And there is, anytime I tweet anything like this, which is like, crypto is bipartisan, let's make sure we win both parties, I just get attacked by like all of the crypto right who are like, why are you supporting Kamala? Why are you trying to throw your support to Kamala? Which I am not trying to do. I am trying to throw my support behind the reform of Kamala's campaign. And I would just like to say that is strategically the correct move to do.
Yeah, and you and I are ETH holders, okay? We know what cope feels like and what it sounds like.
I know what cope feels like.
All right, so a couple of points that I would make there with the Bankless guys is that they're kind of right in the sense that, yeah, there maybe should be a little bit of lobbying in that direction. But let's be real. We've already been lobbying in that direction. I would say the entire industry has been pushing heavily to get Fit 21 through, to get the SAB through, to get digital assets on Capitol Hill in a big way, and it has made its way into actually, I think, starting to shift the halls of Congress, and meaning a lot more Democrats that have started to go pro-crypto. The difference is the White House. So the administration, and I think more and more leaning into Elizabeth Warren, could be the real factor here. So this is the bureaucratic side of things, which is the opposite side of what we're lobbying. I feel like we've already won the Democratic lobby based on a lot of the achievements we've been able to do in DC. So flipping the White House in terms of policy means you have to flip, guess who? Senator Warren and Gary Gensler. That's the bureaucrat and the guide that's pretty much setting the crypto world on fire in terms of attacks. That's the part I just don't know if we can achieve. And that's a struggle I think we're going to just be dealing with for quite some time. But if we continue to win senators and congresspeople, then yes, there is an opportunity for us to actually get the votes through. Maybe we get in a position where we can force the hand of the White House, regardless of what president gets in office coming up. All right, we're going to be covering a lot of this, especially as we go into, obviously, I think more and more critical timing here for not only crypto, but also just the general economy, especially around the situation with our political landscape. So make sure and stay tuned. If you're not subscribed to the show right now, get in. All you have to do is hit that little subscribe button. Hit the little bell too. It's going to give you a notification when we do our live streams. Also, follow me out there on X, @PaulBaron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.